Hello, our friends. Take two, and more things happening. It's just like you get done doing a video, and we found that there was something that was copyrighted. And how would you know? You really don't know. You have no clue. It doesn't say it's copyrighted or anything. It doesn't say don't play this. But then in the meantime, like we have a new major thing to talk about now, 2 seconds later.
Yeah, so I mean, everything has a purpose, and we need. I think we need to get this out there for people, most definitely. And don't forget, please sub to Evolutionary Energy Arts and EEARTS, and please Hearts Om, because that's where you go when you just can't cope with the other stuff anymore. Go to Hearts Om, and everything gets better.
And here we go. So the dam built in East Palestine, Ohio, to hold back the toxic waste has been destroyed by torrential rains. So you have all this sludge and toxic chemicals now releasing into the local waterways. Please do send prayers to everybody out there. And again, the Ohio River ends up eventually, and it's a massive river. It's like the third biggest river in the country. Where does it go? It flows into the biggest river in the country, the Mississippi, the mighty Mississippi. This is just a horrible, horrible situation. As we shared, the guides have said that what's going to happen is they're going to introduce new technologies, certain types of nanotechnologies that will clean up all this filth and stuff. But again, all these things come at a cost. So Ohio. You got so much going on. There's been so many fires in Ohio. We've seen fires in the Cleveland area. Obviously, we were talking about East Palestine, which is over right in this area again. There we go. Right on the Pennsylvania border. Now we're going to jump over and look, no, not Columbus, all the way over to the other side, Cincinnati, which borders Indiana and Kentucky. There's a massive fire over there. Oops, sorry guys, I'm out of sequence here. First, we're going to cover the massive fire in Maryland, and then we'll go to the massive fire that's happening in Cincinnati. So this is what we mean. It's every day. There's so many different things happening. This was a large gas tank explosion, Frederick, Maryland. Massive explosion, as you can see. Look at that. Looks like it's like a mini mushroom going on up. The fire has been put out. I mean, this was right next to all these homes. This is right off of US 15. And this is another view of it. As you can see, very scary situations that we have been, covering, happening all over suburbia, USA, and it's not even just the USA too. Now this is the one we were talking about. This is a big warehouse, massive warehouse fire in Cincinnati, Ohio. What is going on, Ohio? OH. I know some of you guys know that. It's a big thing they do at the football games. OHIO, OHIO. Yeah, crews battle a 6-alarm fire. Camp Washington warehouse. So this started 9 a.m. Arlington Street near the former Crosley building. 2 buildings were impacted by the fire. Both were believed to be vacant. Main fire was extinguished within hours, and then the authorities were still checking to make sure the buildings were safe throughout. Every day we seem to be running into different things. We have wildfires ongoing in Collier County. So it is wildfire season in Florida. And then we see over here in Charlotte County, just a little bit to the north, trying to put out flames, picking up some local water from a local lake. Fire or it's snow, right? Fire or water, one or the other. Take your choice. Now this left 20 million people without electricity. This is over in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Not just there, but also 4 other provinces lost electricity. 20 million people. The fire occurred on several pastures in the area of high voltage power lines. So, that's a massive, massive outage. 20 million people. Meanwhile, over in Moscow, we have a warehouse on fire. Can any of these fires be connected? Yeah, I don't think... it wouldn't be reasonable to think that these things aren't connected, as we've been talking about those sleepy cellular units. Wind chills in the negatives at Donner Summit, California right now. Global warming continues to wreak havoc across our world. Where is Greta? She's out there getting arrested somewhere. All these photo ops, these actors everywhere. You do know that Greta is a Rothschild now. You do. I know many of you guys do.
She's a Rothschild plus other things.
Yeah, just like, you could find Gil Bates, and his ties to the Rockefellers. It's all in the family. It's always been all in the family. And then we look at, like the Weather Channel. Who's that owned by? It's owned by the Rothschilds again. It's just, it's all so intertwined, intertied. This is Highway 395 in the eastern Sierra Nevada. It's buried by avalanches. Now, we will see shifting weather patterns as La Nina looks like she is on her way out. El Nino will be coming in. This could mean, that we'll have more active, disruptive hurricane season in the Gulf and in the Atlantic Basin. We're going to have to watch and see what happens because, there's a lot of activity with... harps being played, if you know what I mean, guys.
Indeed there is, and I didn't see that between Lee Vining and Bridgeport. That's absolutely insane right there.
Okay, so you're familiar with this area.
A little bit, enough. I've understanding with Lee Vining and Bridgeport. I've never seen that. I don't know of a history of seeing this. And my biggest concern is the melting of it all. Really, the melting. I mean, this isn't good.
Yeah, and that's what Cindy was getting right when we were about to start this. She was feeling very concerned about when the spring melt comes. I mean, look at this house. There's the roof right there. There's the lady walking the dog. How? I don't know. Do you have a little spot in the attic you could get out? That's massive. As we were talking about people that were literally stuck inside their houses without being able to get out. And I'm just going to pull up real quick. I want to just see if there's anything of note when we're looking at the USGS, because remember Frank Hooger Beats, I think his name is. Yeah, he had foreseen high possibility for something kind of major. No. This looks to be about our biggest one. Well, that is pretty major, actually. 6.9. Kermadec Islands, New Zealand, 205 kilometers deep. 6.9. That is certainly substantial in the 5.0. Sometimes these little dots seem bigger than others in proportion. So yeah, it does have. They do have the tsunami flag up, so we'll have to see what we can find out about that one. Being 205 kilometers deep and not directly over land, probably not going to cause much damage. That would be what we can assume. And it's kind of hard to get peace in this crazy, chaotic world. But if we could get ourselves out there in nature, maybe ground and root with a good banana before you do your meditation, it could help.
Definitely. And I like to say these little mini sessions, I just want you to become one with the monkey. Be the monkey and get yourself a banana too. This is good stuff.
I thought you were going to say be one with the banana.
That too. He's being one with the banana.
Absolutely. And look at his face. Look at his face. Look at how zen. Absolutely. So stay prepared in these times, guys. Wild, Crazy, chaotic times they are. Much love. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.